In this video, I'd like to talk about the different properties of logarithms. And in this video, I'm not going to prove the different properties, I'm just going to show them and show how they work. So there are three main properties we want to focus on. So the first one is when you have a sum of logarithms, and they have to have the same base. So let's say we have log base a of b, and we're adding log base a of c. When you have a sum here, these can be combined into one logarithm. And again, it's important the base has to be the same on these. So this would be log base a of b times c. So when you have a sum, you're effectively multiplying the two logarithms together when you recombine them. And one way to make sense of this is that it's related to exponent properties, since we know that if we had 2 to the 3 plus 4, that this is really just equal to 2 to the third times by 2 to the fourth. So these ideas are related to each other. Now, the second rule we want to look at is when we have a difference. So like this first example problem here. So if we have log base a of b and we're subtracting log base a of c, that this will be equal to one logarithm where we have a quotient. So we can recombine this as long as the base is the same as log base a of b divided by c. So the one you're subtracting goes in the denominator. And again, this is very similar to our exponent properties, where if we have 2 to the 4 minus 3, that this is just equal to 2 to the fourth divided by 2 to the third power. And the third property we want to look at is when we're multiplying our logarithm by some kind of constant. So let's say we have c times log base a of b. When your logarithm is multiplied by some number, then you can rewrite this as log base a of your input raised to that power. Whatever you're multiplying by becomes the exponent in the input. So we have log base a of b to the c. And just to relate it again to these exponent properties, this is like when you have 2 raised to the third power, and then you raise all of that to the fourth power, that this is really just equal to 2 to the 3 times 4. That an exponent to an exponent is really just multiplication. So all of these logarithm properties relate to their exponent properties. And I encourage you to think that through. Think about it and try and make sense of it yourself. And these aren't formal proofs, these are just helpful intuitive hints so that you can relate it to something you've learned before. Now, to actually solve these problems, we're just going to apply these properties. And you'll see that they're fairly straightforward, though some of these problems can be quite challenging. Though in the exercise from Khan Academy, this basic exercise, they're not too bad. This is just to demonstrate the basic understanding of these.